What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys back. More Destiny 2 action, and as always, we've got Xur Week 4. We're going to talk through the different equipment. We're going to take a look at what he's got as far as goods and he's offering this week, and just some general Destiny 2 talk as well. So stay tuned. Hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully everybody's having a great start to the weekend. As always, Xur is going to be located on the same planet that we get the flashpoint on, so you're going to see him here on EDZ, right by Winding Cove, however you say that. Who cares? That's where he's going to be, and we're going to go. We'll jump over there and we'll take a look. So we've had some pretty decent weeks of Xur. I'm going to be honest, I'm not as impressed with this week, to be 100% honest with you, although I do think potentially there's going to be one or two pickups that some people will enjoy. But honestly, not as much of a fan. Not as much of a fan of this week. Definitely, I think last week, week 2 and week 3 were probably the best. As an additional side note, so obviously, with the weekend kicking off, we also do get Trials of the Nine that is reset, that is back and open as of this morning. So make sure, get your fire team together and go knock some of those out, get some of that really cool looking equipment. It is a different game mode this week, so that is always nice. Essentially kind of like a survival game mode where you only have so many lives to spare, and then less rounds of that, which is nice. They last a little bit longer, but you do get the capability, and definitely a little bit more focused on the team deathmatch side of things, which is good. Not quite as much like Search and Destroy, and definitely more focused on that. So we're gonna head over here. We're going to go ahead, we're going to grab this real quick public event that we're not going to end up doing, and we'll take a jog over to Xur. Like I said, this week has the potential. Some people are always going to be happy with the equipment. Some people are always going to be upset. At this point, I'm sitting at 304 light on this character. I'm going to need one more good, lucky week of powerful drops, so I'm really looking forward to the reset on Tuesday. To be able to get a couple more chances at that, and I should finally hit, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully hit that 305. I'm sitting at 302 on my Hunter as well, so really doing pretty solid overall. As a side note, don't take this route to get up here, as I almost killed myself, which is definitely not what you want to do. Look at this guy, look at his cool ass armor. He's looking pretty good, but we'll go ahead and we'll take a look and we'll jump into this. So first things first, off the bat, this is probably the one that some people are going to be pretty happy about. It's going to be the Vigilance Wing Pulse Rifle, which, again, has seen some, I think, honestly, my opinion, the reason they probably threw this in here is that it has been seeing a little bit of PvP play. Not a bad weapon overall. I actually have this already. This was one of the first weapons I picked up from the raid. It's really neat looking. Love the art style on it. It's a 5-shot burst pulse rifle, so it's really out of character. You do get the kinetic mod on it, which is always solid, and then you have Harsh Truths right here, which again is a 5-round burst. Whenever a nearby ally is killed, you'll gain health regeneration and increased movement speed. So probably the best of the abilities for any of the pickups, weapon, and equipment that we're going to see out of Xur this week. You get Corkscrew Rifling, which is going to increase range stability as well as handling speed. No swappable options on this, which I thought was kind of interesting, but just does make it for a pretty solid weapon overall. You get LA Magazine, which is going to allow faster reloads when that magazine is empty, which is really good. You can see the magazine capability is 50 rounds on this though, so you're not going to be reloading a whole lot. Last Stand, improved weapon performance when its wielder is the last living member of a fire team. So also very interesting. Again, it's been seeing just a little bit of PvP play, not necessarily, maybe I haven't seen it too much in Trials, but definitely been seeing it in the just regular Crucible. So again, 5-shot burst, pretty interesting, pretty strong as well, especially if you can handle the recoil on it, and pretty good. And then you've got the composite stock, which is going to increase stability and then also increase your handling speed. So stats overall, pretty good impact, good range, good stability, decent handling, decent reload speed. The fact that it shoots 530 rounds a minute and has a magazine size of 50 is pretty good. The 5-shot burst and the fact that you're going to be able to gain health regeneration and movement speed whenever you have somebody else on your team die is pretty big, and those are really the numbers that kind of stand out. So if you don't have it already, go pick it up, go try it out. You're either going to love it or you hate it. I was kind of on the fence as well. I do tend to like it. I think it's pretty neat, pretty good weapon, but that's for you guys to decide. So Foe Tracer, going to be a helmet here with Relentless Tracker. This is pretty cool. It visually marks targeted enemies and then deals more damage to low health marked enemies, which is really, it's pretty neat. It's probably the second best of the abilities that we'll see for Xur this week. This is a hunter focused helmet, so just kind of keep that in mind. And then as always, you have the option here. You can either increase resilience or increase health recovery. Not the biggest fan of this, just because it doesn't make for a very balanced helmet, although with the way the armor is setting up, you do obviously get the capability to kind of play with those numbers. So having one better in mobility and then kind of rounding out resiliency or recovery isn't terrible. You're also going to get improved weapon handling for your +5 mod on an equipped energy weapon. Again, not the worst of the mods that we could see on it. In my opinion, definitely not the best. So that's kind of up for you guys to decide, but definitely worth picking up, especially if you're going to try to grind some new characters. Always good to get just that equipment and have it kind of in stockpile. If you never use it, you never do, but it does come in at 270, especially if you got a character up that high, so that's pretty nice. Now we have an insurmountable Skullfort helmet, which is a mouthful to say, with the Transfusion Matrix, which allows for kills with the arc melee abilities to trigger health regeneration and restore melee energy. Again, not terrible. I'm not the biggest fan of anything that relies on a specific playability, specifically melee. You also have the ability to increase mobility or health recovery on this one. So again, you can kind of choose where the balance in this helmet is. This helmet actually seems like it has pretty low stats. It's looking like +5 in any of the categories is all of what you're getting. You do get Arc Impact mod, which allows your arc melee abilities to recharge faster, which with the initial ability is actually pretty good. It's going to make just your melee abilities recharge really fast, so you're going to be able to constantly use them. I am a big fan of the Arc Titan. That's probably my favorite class to play as, but still not the biggest fan of the helmet. I personally don't really like the way it looks, although the pattern on the front is really cool. I just don't think Transfusion Matrix or recharging melee abilities, that's just not my playstyle. I use them, they're good. I like the dash charge that does the damage, but honestly, there are better options out there in my opinion. We're going to see a very similar thing for the Warlock here with Nezark Sin. With the Abysmal Extractors, void damage kills are going to increase ability energy recharge rate. Now this is a little bit better just because all of your abilities will recharge faster instead of just your melee abilities, but still, if you ask me, not always the best unless you're going to be using a void specific energy weapon. If you do line that up and that is part of your favorite, absolutely I think this has the capability to be a pretty decent helmet. And again, here you get actually probably the best of the balance of the helmets that we've seen, because you can either do mobility or recovery. So you can have a pretty balanced helmet across the board with +5s in each stat, which is pretty good. We get another energy bracket mod, which improves handling for your energy weapon. Again, not the worst, definitely not the best. I'd rather see this than something like recharging a specific type of grenade ability on it, but I would also rather just see a +5 mod to mobility, resilience, or recovery in any of those. So as always for me, I'm going to pick up the ones that I don't have. Let me know what you guys think. I'm on the fence on this one. Like I said, I think some people will be happy with the Vigilance Wing. I think some people will be upset at it. The rest of it, it is kind of nice that we get helmets across the board. That way you get kind of something for each of the characters if you have all three. But at the same token, not the biggest fan of some of these, and just the abilities. You expect the abilities on the exotic equipment to be pretty good, and I think if you set your character up very specifically, you can do that. But if you're not playing against those, or those aren't your favorite super abilities to use, you honestly kind of take a little bit of a step back comparative to some of the other equipment out there. that just has some better universal abilities. My game froze here, which is really interesting, which means it tells me that it's time to wrap this video up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, we've got a new weekly reset, we've got new Trials of the Nine out, and we've got a new Xur on EDZ. So go out, check them out, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and hopefully you've enjoyed and this was helpful for you. I've been Doc with the Average Gamer, guys. Thanks for watching.